This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store. Brian Peters has just given me a cheeky, that actually hurt. Ariel Helwani, it's always a pleasure to see you, my friend. I can't believe it's taken this long this week to catch up.
I mean, you've been a little elusive. You're very, very, very popular. You're very famous here. Wow, I had no idea Parsons was such a big deal. What about the fact that we're doing this interview while the unofficial Nottingham Forest song is playing, as we are about to shock the world on Saturday and beat Arsenal and put the final nail in their coffin? I know this is a boxing chat, but Stevie Cooper and the boys are going to keep us up. So yes, it's wonderful to be here in Dublin. Come on, you Reds.
The good thing about speaking to you is I don't mind divulging into other things as well. I'm sure the viewers won't mind too much. We're here for Katie Taylor versus Chantelle Cameron. We've just seen the weigh-in. Katie Taylor actually, I thought, looked quite strong for 140 pounds, considering she was never a massive lightweight.
Right. She looked fantastic. Holy smokes, like an 8-pack she had. But do you expect anything else from, Katie? She's the ultimate pro. She's always in tip-top shape. I can't wait for this fight, man. I think it's such a great fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. She could have fought anyone on Saturday. She could have literally fought you and sold that place out. And yet she's fighting the undisputed champion at 140 pounds. It's a really amazing thing that she's doing. Everyone here just wants to celebrate her, and yet she took the toughest test possible after Serrano pulled out. So yeah, she looked great. Chantelle looked great. Can't wait.
Ariel, look, I met you for the first time at MSG ahead of Taylor Serrano. That was massive. The occasion, everything about it just felt incredible. What was it that made you so sure that you wanted to have some form of involvement with this week here?
Well, honestly, I've been following Katie for so long. There was something about the way she conducted herself. I love Irish people. Obviously, I've covered Conor's career for so long. And there was just something about the juxtaposition of her humility and then her ferociousness in the ring, and combining that is very rare. Plus, as you know, there are superstars all over the world, but all of those superstars to some degree are polarizing. They all have skeletons in their closet. They all have, detractors, critics, all that stuff. There is no one on the planet that dislikes Katie Taylor. I'm sure even Chantelle Cameron can't say a negative thing about her. And so that to me is very rare. Katie Taylor is the type of person that you want your kids to look up to. And so all of that combined was very special. And I always said if she ever got to fight here, I wanted to be here. And luckily, thanks to the good people of DAZN, I'm here.
What is very nice is, I think Eddie's touched on it a lot this week, when we go to amateur boxing clubs, etc., they are always like young girls as young as sort of 9, 10, 11, 12 are talking about Katie Taylor. For years it's almost been why a girl's boxing, etc., but Katie sort of allowed that to happen, and it really is inspiring a generation.
Oh, it's unbelievable. You see at the open workouts, it's like Justin Bieber is out there. They're screaming, they're yelling, they're jumping up and down. You don't really see that in American boxing, right? Like, you don't see that for the American stars. Not that the kids are watching and that she has that kind of influence, but again, she's the kind of person that appeals to like grandparents, parents, teenagers, young kids. How rare is that, especially in the fight game, right? So it's just an amazing thing. Plus, she's a national icon. She's a national hero for this country and for people around the world. I would say she's top 5 favorite athletes of mine because of the way she competes, but also because of what she represents and the way she conducts herself.
Ariel, let me ask you, we spoke so much about Katie Taylor. Just quickly on your thing that you did yesterday in the countryside, I believe. How special was that? I know, obviously, the champ, it's hard to get a word in with her. For you to be able to do that must be a real honor.
Honor. You took the word out of my mouth. To be there where she's staying all week. I felt like it was like back in the day when you'd read the stories of the journalists that got to go hang with Muhammad Ali, in his training camp in the Catskills or something like that. Yeah. Oh my God. It was really something that I'll never forget. And then Deirdre Gogarty being there, who was her icon, her idol, and an icon and a legend of Irish boxing that she was able to meet for the first time in 20-something years. Something I'll never forget. I love this country. I love everything about it. I love the atmosphere. I love the nature. I love the people. I love the vocabulary. I love the food. It's just a really special trip for me, and one that I think I'll never forget.
We have to touch on Chantelle Cameron. She actually is the champion in this fight. Not that you'd think so. Not bothered about all the A-side stuff, but in her rightful position, she had a great win to win undisputed against Jessica McCaskill in Abu Dhabi. It's not always been the easy way for her. Proof that if you stick at it, the opportunities do come, and credit to both women for getting it over the line so easily.
100%. Credit to her for checking her ego. Obviously, she knows who the A-side is in front of these Irish people. But let's be honest, she could have said, no, I'm walking out second. I'm the A-side. I should be the first, the A side of this whole equation, and she has not done that. According to Eddie Hearn, she was very easy to deal with, and obviously it's an easier fight for him to put together because he's the promoter of both of them. But very impressed with her. She seems unflappable out there, and some might not know this is a rematch of a fight that happened over a decade ago in the amateur scene. So kind of a cool story there as well. Seems like a lot of mutual respect, and like I said, who's going to talk smack about Katie, especially here in this country? So I can't wait. Again, she could have fought anyone. She could have fought someone who was, mid-tier fighter on the back end of their career. She chose the champion in the weight class above. Who does that? Katie Taylor does that.
Well, Ariel, a relationship that's been blossoming for some time now is yourself and Eddie Hearn. Yes. Always good back and forth fun. Enjoying being involved in another big fight week with him?
Eddie said to me, he's like, Ariel, what a great honor this is for me to have you. No, I'm kidding. I like to give him a bit of stick, as they say, a little bad, take the piss. But no, he's been great to cover. I think he's the best promoter in the game. He thinks he's more popular in Ireland than I am. We cleared that up on Wednesday. Clearly, I'm the A-side in that equation. But it's been wonderful. And the Matchroom people have been great. The DAZN people have been great. He reminds me of Dana a decade or so ago. And I'm not trying to take a shot when I say that. I'm just talking about the passion that he has for the fighters, for the fights, for the events, to make it better. These weigh-ins reminded me a lot of a UFC weigh-in. And that's a compliment to the UFC because they're the best at doing this. So it's cool to see what he's building. And credit to him for getting this over the line, getting this here in Ireland. It would have been a travesty. Next thing, of course, to do is to get it at Croker. They need to do that. If they don't do that before she retires, that would be a travesty.
Look, Ariel, I don't want to keep you for too long. You are a busy man. I feel like I could chat to you forever. Have you seen much of Tyson Fury's Outrage in the last 24 hours, and could I get your thoughts?
Yeah, and I thought you were going to reference the great Jamie Vardy, who once said, chat shit, get banged. Guess what, Lester? Chat shit, you're getting regulated, or relegated.
It was nearly so smooth.
I almost nailed it. Anyway, they'll be joining Everton in the championship in just a couple of days, so that'll be great.
Shout out with our Southampton
fights. Yeah, well, Southampton, they were already done for. Let's be honest. You can't sack like 3 managers in a season and expect to stay up. I mean, what's going on? Anyway, Tyson Fury, yeah. I mean, I think Tyson Fury's in a spot right now where he has to produce something. It's a lot of back and forth, and I want to see him fight. You know what I say? I say F it. Let's do the Ngannou fight. It's right there. The Usyk fight, who knows? The AJ fight, who knows? Ngannou's a free agent. This is the time to make it happen. Remember, after the Dillian White fight, he brought Ngannou into the ring. It was right there. Now he's a free man, truly. He wasn't back then. Make the Ngannou fight. Heavyweight champ versus heavyweight champ, it may not ever happen again. The stars may never align like this ever again. Do it. Roll the dice.
What are your thoughts on Ngannou signing with the PFL? It's had a lot of critics, but he does have his reasoning for doing it, etc. Obviously, people criticise it. They want to see that Jon Jones fight. We get it, but at the same time, sometimes there are bigger things.
Bigger things. He wanted legacy. He wanted freedom. He wanted respect. By the way, he's getting a ton of money as well. He's getting more money than he was offered by the UFC, but he also wanted all that stuff too. I said freedom. What's great about this deal? He's not exclusive to PFL as far as fighting. He could go box. UFC wouldn't allow him to do that. And so he wanted these things. Boxing meant a lot to him. And that's why I say, make the fight right now. Do the Tyson Fury fight. The world will stand still. MMA fans, UFC fans, boxing fans, everyone will come together to watch this. So I give Francis a lot of credit for sticking to his guns, for having conviction, for walking down the path that is less traveled. And I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope he has great success.
Ariel, it really is a pleasure. I just want to say on a personal note, you always make the time for me. You always give me advice. You're an industry veteran, and it means an awful lot.
And now you're big timing me. It's unbelievable. I might have to go to the other channels now and not talk. I had you in my studio, and you're big timing me. But again, no, it's great to see your rise, your success. Don't let Eddie and all these guys bully you, all right? Stand your ground. Hey, guess what? They need you more than you need them, all right? You're the man with the microphone. Without the media, they're nothing, all right? Don't forget that. Shout out to Ryan Parsons, Charlie Parsons. Wow. Ryan Parsons is another guy. Shout out to Charlie Parsons. Ryan Parsons is a great MMA manager. Shout out to him too. But Charlie Parsons. And shout out to Boxing Social. And shout out to Nottingham Forest. Much love to all you Reds.
What a man. Thank you very much, Ariel Helwani.